the time falls in the time that you're around, he sucks to be you.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, well, it's just got uncomfortable. Go on, news, quick, Funkhauser news.
A French bartender was found guilty of manslaughter for serving 50... Oh, I already told you that, didn't I?
Yeah, we did that before the break. Stop picturing yourself naked and getting distracted.
I saw the word French. Pitbull was at Madame Tussauds in Orlando for the unveiling of his wax statue.
Yep. 100% wax. 100% more talented. You know, Pitbull, I do find him to be just only vaguely talented musically. But as a businessman, knowing what to do in the music business, he's an effing genius. Like, did you ever hear his interview on Howard Stern?
Yeah, both. He just did another one.
Yeah, he just did another one. Like, listen to him. He is so much smarter than you or I will ever be. It's like Funkhauser and I don't think I'm backward, and I don't believe in being backward and coming forwards about saying this sort of stuff. Well, I can't speak for Funkhauser, but I believe that I'm one of the greats, if not the great. You know, like, it goes to Howard Stern, a couple people in the middle, then me. And, I honestly believe that there's just ludicrously large amounts of talent being squandered every single day on this teeny tiny show. And that talent extends to Funkhauser as well. Now, you take all the talent that Pitbull has, and I believe Funkhauser, a guy like Funkhauser, has in his in the end joint of his pinky finger. But holy crap, Pitbull is a genius at knowing how to manufacture situations that make him king of the effing hill. And if we had even a tiny pinky fingerful's worth of his business acumen, we'd be doing this show from our private island. It's insane. The guy is, without a shadow of a doubt, a genius in my mind. Maybe not a musical genius, but just a genius. It blew my mind. Did you feel the same way when you listened to it, Funkhauser?
Oh, yeah. Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide, holla.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, Mr.
I like
Worldwide.
him as a person. I don't like his art. You know, I can't get behind it. I appreciate it, though. Like, it makes the panties drop. That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. I just always thought he was this guy that rapped badly on Kesha songs. And I was just like, no, seriously, that's what I was like, and does the same thing every single time. And like, he wears a suit and raps badly on Kesha songs. And then I heard him talk. I was like, that's why he's old, bald, and unattractive and a huge rock star, because of, like, you know, these situations he's able to manufacture for himself.
Struggle out there, he says. Struggle.
Yeah, and I am a fan. I am a fan of him. I can't stand his music, but I'm a fan of him as a human being. Go on.
NBC is looking for a new role for Brian Williams.
Yeah. Maybe he can be the host of a reboot of the old game show, To Tell the Truth. I think the jury has spoken. He's been judged in a court of public opinion, and I believe that Brian Williams has smoked it. For whatever reason, you know, even though we expect almost no truth in broadcasting these days, that nightly news thing, that Brian Williams thing, that's one of the few bastions of broadcast. That's one of the few bastions of broadcast professionalism in this world, and we look to our nightly newsman to be a guy that, well, we can trust and have faith in, and a guy that, as much as he might editorialize here and there, which Brian Williams is not known for doing, he's not supposed to embellish. He's not supposed to make stuff up in order to gain ratings and favorability. And I honestly think that Brian Williams seems to have smoked it. We want to see him. We want to see him do stuff, but we don't want to see him do that stuff anymore. I think it's done for him.
Yeah, his daughter's like, Dad, you ruined my life. I'm going to my room.
All his daughter has to do is continue to shoot scenes in shows like Girls, where she gets her butt eaten, and her career will be just fine.
What's Girls about? Vampires?
Yeah.
Zombies?
Do that thing. Yeah. Do that thing that involves a man's tongue and a certain unmentionable dime-shaped area of your anatomy.
Are you talking about Steely Dan?
Yeah. Go on. Move right along.
Adrian Grenier says the Entourage movie has something everyone can enjoy.
Yeah. So it's not opening. It's been canceled. I'd enjoy that. Did you ever watch Entourage?
Yeah, a few of them. A few of them. I mean, there's going to be a couple of girls in it in the movie that I know.
Uh-huh. That you know personally?
No, that I work with.
Okay.
That I'm interested in exploring.
Uh-huh.
Exploring the movie.
Right.
Other than that, yeah, it's all right.
See if you can find yourself another rock layer. Take yourself a little deeper, why don't you, Funkhauser? What? Oh, look, it is China. Is a girlfriend listening today? Lava, hot lava, the Earth's core, magma. Keep on going.
Oh, look, a volcano.
Yeah. You know what it is about Entourage? When that show was a thing, when it was out, like, and people were freaking out about it, so many people came to me and said, like, oh, you gotta watch this show. Dude, bro, you gotta watch this show, bro, dude, bro, dude, bro. And, like, without question, everyone that was recommending that I watch Entourage was the most unspeakable D-bag I knew. So I was just like, yep, note to self, give that one the big old misseroo, and I still feel the same way.
Viktor Frankl lived through Auschwitz, a concentration camp. He wrote Man's Search for Meaning between torture, cold, and damp. Viktor could have just given up and been resigned to his fate, but he used it to write a book that made the world a better place. Bethany Hamilton lost an arm surfing in a shark attack, and what she had to overcome was crazy in the aftermath. Nobody would have blamed her for taking a different path, but she's pro surfing now, so what do you think of that? Helen Keller was an animal caged by being blind, deaf, and mute, but a teacher, Ann Sullivan, never gave up on the truth that what people say is impossible, it's just their own perception. Taught Helen how to speak and gave her life its direction. And if a woman can go from being considered to be legally an animal to a college grad, activist, symbol of what's possible, don't you think it's true that you might have more to you than whatever people told you you're not smart or strong enough to do? You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Yeah, so many people you see giving up, cause it's easier to face giving up than not living up to all the things that you had said you wanted to be. When running away from challenge seems to be so much more easy, cause man's search for meaning means disbelieving, means not perceiving you're less of being, and you got something to offer that no one can take away. It means not accepting what life hands you every single day, and every way you write a story that just belongs to you. So when asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do?
Got somebody to be right. Got somebody to be right. For now.
You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end.
Delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah.
Alrighty then, let's roll through some of what remains of the news, Funkhauser. Then we got to get to the actual meat of the show, because we have multiple things to cover today. The guy that got ejected from the naked bike ride because he popped an example of male arousal during it. And we got some minimum wage beef to talk about. The unions are sneaking in under the radar and trying to, after having forced the minimum wage hike through, trying to give unionized businesses an opportunity to weasel out of that. It's shifty as hell, and we'll get to it shortly after we finish up what remains of the news. What's going on in the world, Funkhauser?
Iggy is... I say, who dat? Iggy Azalea canceled her U.S. tour?
Yeah, if you bought a ticket, you can get a refund. Also, if you bought a ticket, why? I don't think anyone bought tickets to her tour. I think they canceled it. They're like, oh, the pre-production was too much, and now I've just got to go back in the studio and make a new album. Translation, no one wants to see you live. It's so stupid. They do these things. It's extraordinarily dumb. Iggy Azalea probably booked a bunch of really big venues for her tour, thinking, I am Queen S. No one can top me. And then turns out no one wants to go to see your lame ass. Like, nobody cares to that amount. What you do, if you're an Iggy Azalea, what you do is you book yourself into places like the House of Blues, and you have people that can't get in and people lined up around the block. And you're going to make money, not ass tons of money. And you can't do the big show that I'm sure you want to do to cover up the fact that you're a no-talent fake. But On the other hand, you build this incredible excitement every single time you roll through town, and the entire town wants to go see you but can't because the venue you're playing only holds 1,500 people or 1,000 people. That's what you do if you're Iggy Azalea. You build up the excitement that way. Guns N' Roses did it. Limp Bizkit did it. Limp Bizkit, I saw them go from being considered to be the biggest losers to this band that played club shows that everyone remembered. And next time they roll through, they're going to play to thousands and thousands more, and people will be excited. It's basically like doing yourself. It's the best PR you can do, doing an underplay. You know, forget what greedy promoters and managers expect you to do. You're going to end up with a canceled tour like Iggy Azalea. You know what? I should be managing Iggy Azalea. I'm so much smarter than everybody else, Funkhauser.
You're going to have to like her first,
especially. No, not at all. I think I'll be able to look at her like a product, not on like a can of baked beans that I have no taste for, but I'll know how to sell it. Yep. Me. I should be the one doing it. I can sell, yeah. As far as Iggy Azalea goes, like I could, yeah, I would know what to do with that.
Like, no, I don't eat this. I just sell it.
Exactly. You know, I've seen what eating this does to people, and I certainly don't want to be that, but I'm happy to sell it to them. Anyways, go on.
Mariah Carey, speaking of awesome singers, says...
Only she can sing. I mean, there's Mariah Carey being able to sing it's indisputable. Like, you know, one thing you can never take away from Mariah is that she's got an amazing voice. I don't like what she does with it, but she can sing, and you know that has its own merits. But go on. What about Mariah Carey?
I just thought you said.
Oh cans. Wait, she has three merits if you count both of them.
Mariah Carey says being an American Idol judge is the worst thing she's ever done.
Oh, I would have thought the worst thing she'd ever done was Nick Cannon.
He's doing pretty well now, though, I hear.
Yeah. I wonder when they break up who owes who money. Like, I would have to... No, because she's got 80s and 90s money from her music career. Like she's
the best mix of money?
Yeah, 80s and 90s
at work money.
Yeah, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. That was such an amazing time.
The best money from the 80s, 90s, and today.
Yeah, the best money from the 80s, 90s, and today.
The most variety of money.
Yeah, the most variety of money. The most diversified portfolio. People that were around, you know how they say everything is about timing? People who were around in like 1998 to 2002, before downloading really did what it was going to do to the music industry, people that were around in that time period made more money than will ever be made in the music industry again, probably. Like the Eminems, the Limp Bizkits, the NSYNCs of this world, who came out and sold like 1 million plus copies in the first week and had #1 albums with that stuff. It's crazy.
There's got to be another.
Never happen again.
It's going to happen again. I feel we're like in the 70s again. Like, you know, radio came out, so who's going to buy a record anymore?
Yeah, no, it's true. But
wait till holograms come in. You have Sublime play in your living room. That's going to be a big deal.
There will be. Well, you know why Beats by Dre is such a thing? Because what's his name? Jimmy Iovine, who runs Interscope Records and a good chunk of the Western Hemisphere, and Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre were going, what do we do? What do we do to, you know, make up for the revenue that we're losing because people aren't buying these records anymore? And they're like, ooh, hardware. What hardware can we sell? What thing that you can't copy, what thing that you can't digitally reproduce can we sell? And it was headphones. And that's why Beats by Dre exist. They're just basically a normal pair of reasonably decent headphones with a bass boost feature in them. And, you know, but because they're Beats by Dre, they sell for a ludicrously large amount of money a pop. And that totally came about because they needed a revenue stream that couldn't be copied and shared digitally, and that was the whole thing behind it. And people are going to figure out new weaselly ways to make money off of stuff like that, but that time in 2002, 2001, 2002, when Linkin Park and Linkin Park and Jay-Z and NSYNC and Mariah Carey even and Eminem were all coming out selling 1 million copies plus in a week. that's done, and that's too bad because that was kind of exciting. I mean, like them or not, the artists that were doing that was an interesting time to be a part of the music industry and just see how much the needle could be moved with that stuff. And you know, it's crazy now. Like, did you hear on their last album, Cake? You know, Cake, never there. He's going the distance. That band?
Oh yeah.
They had their first #1 album a little while ago, which was great for them because it came late in their career. They've been going since the early 90s. But Cake had their first #1 album, and it was they had the